What is up, guys, and welcome back to Operation Dart. I'm X Hunter X here, and today we're bringing you a Angel Vaccines deck profile from Bt-14 or Angelmon Tribal, whatever you want to call it. This is my iteration of it, and these are the things that have been working for me. If you guys are new to this channel, I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the other videos. If you could, hook me up with a like and subscribe, because this is a new year and we're going to continue bringing you guys all kinds of Digimon content, battle, lore, things like that. We're going to mix it up. So stay tuned. Let's get right on to the deck profile though. Let's go. I want to start off by saying that this deck is a little different because you're using your security as an extension of your hand. So it brings that new flavor of being able to, oh yeah, what's in my security? Let's keep that there, and let's put this here and that, and I'll go through that more later on. But let's go with our babies. I'm doing a 3-2 split of this Koromon from Bt-14. I'm running 3 of these because this guy gives you the inheritable of when a card is added to your security, you draw a card. So it keeps your hand refilled. But in certain scenarios, like if the opponent's trying to deck you out and stuff like that, it is a mandatory. So be careful when you recover, because you will end up drawing a card. And then we're also supplementing it with 2 of the Bt-13 Kairomon, because he gives you the inheritive. When a card is removed from your security stack, you gain jamming. So you'll be doing that a lot in this deck. You'll be taking cards out and putting cards back in. So both of these are really good. I mean, depending on if you're playing a more aggro build, you want to go with the jamming, because our top end, our level 6, does have a security +1 effect, and also he does have a lower DP threshold than most of the decks in the meta, so you got to be careful with doing multiple checks. Or if you prefer the draw, you know, you can go 4-4 or whatever your split is, but that's what I like. It's a good, because again, you're playing a little bit more defensive, not so aggressive. But if you want to go with an aggressive build, we could talk about different changes you can make to the deck later on, which will then make you want to go more that route with the Kairomon. Let's now jump to our rookies. Alright, with our rookies now, what we got is we're running 4 of the Bt-13 Kudamon. He's your searcher, so on play, he'll reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You get to add a Tamer and a Digimon card with Vaccine in this trait. The Tamer has to be yellow, and then you return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Which is really cool about that is you're getting both. You know, in this deck, you're wanting both of those things usually. So you'll be a lot of the times doing a plus, because I do run a higher count of Tamers in here, and guess what? Most of the Digimon in the deck are vaccines. So that's pretty cool, because then you get to get rookies, all of them except one of your level 6s, I believe. No, 4 cards, 2 level 6s, and then 2 level 4s, which we'll talk about later. And his inherit is when attacking, if there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, which means yours and your opponent's, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2k. This comes in effect sometimes in the late game, where you get to that sweet DP minus number to kill their Digimon. So it's a little sneaky one, more later for the late game, but you really more use them for your searchers. Yeah, 3 costs, 1k DP, you know, or chip damage, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that. And then we're running 4 copies of the main boy. Here is the new Bt-14 Patamon. Man, this is what makes the deck a little different. This is what changes the whole concept of what yellow used to be to now what it is. So at the start of your main, you may search your security stack. This Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon card with the vaccine trait among them. So then, without paying the cost, so you can Digivolve into one of your level 4s from security for no cost, right? And then, if you Digivolve this way, right, You may place a yellow card with the vaccine trait from your hand to the bottom of your security stack. So you pretty much can spike your security with a Digimon to then later on use another effect that then helps you again. So if you want to just kind of set up your next Digiball for your next hatching and raising, you can do so. Or there are later plays that we'll talk about that like in the combo that you have to do to like that's really the gimmick of the deck. But you're pretty much spiking your security with whatever you want, and then as an inheritable, when a card is added to your security stack, you gain a memory. So usually what you do is you Digivolve into the Angelmon. The Angelmon then recover, or this effect recovers you, right? So then once you're Angelmon or whoever, you see that and then you gain a memory. And with the Tamers, you gain another memory. So we'll work out the combo later, but for those guys, he's the best rookie of the deck. 3 to play and 1 DP. Yeah, he's actually the best rookie you're in the deck. So and then we're running 2 Salamon, and then he's a 4 cost, 2k DP, and on deletion, if you have 3 or fewer cards in security, trigger security recover 1. So yeah, I mean, you can change them out for anything. This is what I just kind of have on there for the late game in case you do run into like other aggressive decks that then put you down less security than you want to be. Or you can change them to a Pillowmon, which helps in the meta that we're at currently, or any other rookie, you know what I'm saying? But for me, just for right now, I'm just running him. So like that, in the late game, I can gain extra recoveries, you know what I mean? So, there's been a turn where I was behind at 2, and I went all the way up to 5, 6, just in the turn, you know what I'm saying? So it is possible. That is all the rookies. Moving on to our champions, or level 4s. We're running a toolbox split. We'll start off with one of the limited Geo Greymons. He's just really good. He's a 5k, 5 play cost, Digivolves over red or yellow for 3. And if I had Agumon or a dinosaur in here, he'd Digivolve for 2, which is irrelevant. We want it for his Digivolving skill. So when Digivolving, you may search your security stack, and then you may play a red or yellow tamer card from among them without paying the play cost, and then if you do so, recover 1. So most of our, to not all of them, actually all of our tamers in the deck have on plays, so we're getting double whammies there. And then his inherit is once per turn on your turn, when one of your red or yellow tamers becomes suspended, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k or less, which is really awesome to remove floodgates, or even if you lower their DP threshold down to that 3k, you can delete bigger bodies. So he's just really good. We're only running 1 because it's limited. Now, our second one, we're running 2 of Rapidmon from BT8. Yes, he is a vaccine, and he's a really good Digimon. I think he's one of the better of the top 2 best level 4s in this deck, because he's a 6 play cost, 6 KDP, Digivolves over green or yellow for 4, and if you had a Terramon it'd be 3, but we don't, like the Geo, it's not important on this deck. But the reason we want him is that he's got Armor Purge, so he's got pseudo protection from deletion, and when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon for each tamer you have in play, then up to 3 of your opponent's suspended Digimon get minus 5k. So again, we're kind of chaining a DP minusing to try to knock out bigger Digimon. So this kind of helps being able to be very offensive when your opponent is being defensive, right? So for example, this effect can allow you to get off with Patamon's effect to get them for free, so you'll Digivolve for free, you get this effect off, and you're able to bring bigger bodies down to your level and knock them out, you know what I'm saying? So if you get them for free, you can go to your level 5 Magnamon, bring him down even more. So if he has a Mega or a level 6 down from 12, 13 DP, you know, we're bringing them down to our level and able to knock them out easily. So he's pretty good sneaky play that I like to do. And then we're running one of the two Digimon in this deck that aren't vaccine. We're running two Kazemon. That is our hybrid for game. This is pretty much needed, I think, in my opinion, being able to finish out games. And who doesn't like hybrid for game? It's a 5 play cost, 5 KDP, digivolves over level 3 for 2, and it also digivolves over a tamer for 2. So that is pretty awesome, because usually one of our TKs we're going to want to suspend, and then the second TK we aren't, you know, because he doesn't suspend. So that's kind of helps us utilize them a little bit more, and like again, sneak last attack. And for, I think, the best level 4 of all, the boy himself, the holy angel, Angelmon. And he's just this is such a beautiful card too. Such a beautiful card, man. Look at that, the holiness. Anyway, so he's a 6 play cost, 6 KDP, digivolves over yellow for 3, and over a Patamon for 2, or for free with our Patamon effect, you know what I'm saying? So he has a one attacking ability that has to choose from one from two, and it is that when attacking, by deleting this Digimon, you can activate one of the following effects. Place one of your opponent's Digimon with virus in its traits to the bottom of their security. So it doesn't matter if it's level 6, 7, whatever, you're able to tuck any virus into their security. It's kind of like a pseudo recovery on their end, but he also has the second ability, is that one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5k for the turn. So again, we're getting to those good DP thresholds to be able to delete certain Digimon. And then he also has a on deletion ability. Place this card at the bottom of your security stack. Then you may, if you have a tamer in play, you may hatch an egg in the breeding area. So kind of like goes with the show where he took out Devimon, which is kind of like what we're illustrating here. And but what I don't like about the first part is that you're pseudo recovering him, and then you're recovering yourself, which is like, okay, we removed both Digimon, but now we both have securities, you know. But what's cool is that again, you can set up another Patamon play because you're hatching again, you know what I mean? So that's cool. And then he also has inheritable of on deletion, place one yellow card with vaccine in its trace from your hand to the bottom of the security stack. So again, if you're level 5, 6, or whatever, you're getting another pseudo recovery from the deletion effect if they get deleted or whatever. So that's pretty awesome. The boy himself, the holy angel, Angelmon. So yep, that's our level 4s. And okay, level 5s. Alright, we are running another kind of weird split, but I feel like this works really good for me. This is going to be our other searcher, but she searches the security. Alright, Angelwoman from Bt-14. We're running 3 of her. She's a 7 cost, 6 KDP, digivolves over yellow or purple for 3 over a level 4. And when digivolving, you may search your security stack, add 1 card with Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel in its traits, reveal it, add it to your hand, and if you added a card with this effect, right, you would recover 1, then shuffle your security. On your turn does not matter at all in this deck, because we do not run Lady Devimon or Maria, or however you say her name. So her inheritable kind of doesn't activate too much either, because it says while you have a purple Digimon in play, all of your Digimon with Angelmon, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in their traits gain blocker. I mean, technically we do have 1 purple Digimon in here, but unfortunately he is none of those traits. So again, ignore both of those things. The only reason we want her is because usually we're going to be able to get something out of security because we spike it, right? And we're able to recover. So we can kind of like rehash certain cards if we need them, if we don't need them, things like that. So it's kind of dope. You again using the extension of your hand. But another reason why we're running her is so we could recover some more and adding 2 Angelmon X antibodies. So she's an 8 cost, 8 KDP, Digivolvers over level 4 for 3, but guess what? On Angelmon, she ate Digivolves for free for 0. So when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon get -1 security checks, and then if she has Angelmon or X antibody option under her in her Digivolutions, you'll recover one. So pretty much unconditional. Doesn't matter how many securities you got, you just recover. You get what I'm saying? So there's times where you're at 5, 6, 7, you get to that 8 with her and continue recovering onwards with other plays in this deck. So that's the pretty much the reason why we run the Angelmon package, because it's a sure thing to be able to look at your security and grab stuff that you need now than later, and then you're also continuing to recover. So yep, and she's an angel. Both her types are angel, so or archangel angel. So you're able to, if you don't have her, you search it for her in the security. You get what I'm saying? So and then you're able to get this guy as well. So the last one, we're running 3 copies of. Wait, gotta put the nice one over here on the top. The Angelmon Ace, Magna Angelmon Ace. All right, this is one of our new cards from Bt-14 as well, and he's a 4 play cost, 8 KDP, Digivolves over 4 for 3. And the cool thing is, we finally in this game got hand counters, so we're able to do defensive plays during the attack step of your opponents. So the way it works is that if your opponent attacks and you have a level 4 on the field, you're able to activate counter timing after the attack, and you're Digivolving, your blast Digivolving your level 4 into your level 5. And this guy has a really cool effect because the Digivolving, when the blast Digivolving is free pretty much, right? So it's free, you don't pay nothing, but he also has an on play and when Digivolving, so you can on play him as well and get the following effect. If you have 5 or fewer security cards, you recover one. Then for the turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -1k for each card in your security. So the higher you are, the more DP you can neg, or right, if they're swinging into your level 4, because let's say you swing with jamming, it survived, you set it up to where your opponent is going to try to retaliate and take the Digimon off board, you can trap them. So you pretty much, let them swing and boom, Digivolve into an 8k body while negging him. So even if he's a 12k, he's gonna die because he's gonna swing into a more powerful Digimon. So he is a really sneaky play. Or like I said, you're always trying to get to those sweet spots with the DP minusing. And again, one of my favorite Digimon, actually, one of the best cards, but that's too good, you say, right? There is a drawback, right? Ace Digimon have a mechanic called Overflow, and Overflow is just kind of to help make them balance, because you were like, oh dang, a 4 play cost for 8, you recover, you minus. Yeah, well the problem is, right, with Ace, you do get an advantage, but you also have a huge disadvantage, which the disadvantage is the Overflow mechanic says when this card would be moved from the battle area to under a card, or under a card to another area, you lose 3 memory. So pretty much saying that once that Magna Angelmon, regardless if he's on the top of the stack or in the stack, he will, once that Digimon is removed or he's removed, you lose 3 memory. So that means if you swing, die in security, you lose 2 memory because he dies. If your opponent removes him and he dies, or any type of removal, right, you lose the 3. So if he goes to the security, if he goes, yeah, I guess that's the only 2 things in this game. But anyway, pretty much that. So anytime he's removed, you lose 3. So it kind of helps out balance the mechanic. But again, one of my favorite Digimon and one of my favorite ace cards so far. And we don't have that many good ones yet. But it is the best one in this deck, so and the only one in this deck. So with that being said, let's move on to our level 6s. Our level 6s, we're running a 2 split between, or sorry, a 4-2 split between 4 of the new Bt-14 Seraphimon. Again, though I think pretty much, in my whole opinion, my favorite Digimon line are the Angelmon, Seraphimon, Magna Angelmon lines. They're just so awesome and majestic looking. I wish this card would have got an alt art, but you know it didn't. So maybe we'll get one in the future. But this Digimon is awesome. So for 12 play cost, 12 KDP, Digivolves over level 5 for 4 yellow, and he has a when Digivolving ability of Recover 1. Then he has an all turns once per turn. When the card is added to your security stack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7k, and this Digimon gains security plus 1. So again, we're continuously, as we're evolving, getting more DP reducing abilities to then be able to just kill pretty much any big thing if we have the numbers manipulated. You get what I'm saying? Also, this Digimon does cost 4, right? But in this deck, we have an option card that'll cost you 1 to Digivolve. Alright? And again, we'll talk about that combo later. But again, really good Digimon. Again, if you're able to just keep it on board without passing turn, you recover and then you check 2 checks. Pretty much if you have jamming, you get through it. And again, right? So if you're at 5, you go into the Angelmon, or then you go to, or you're at 5, you go to the Angelwoman, then Angelwoman X, you're at 6, then you recover again. You get what I'm saying? Then you're at 7 all of a sudden. It's really awesome how you're continuously recovering, but at the same time, you know what's in your security, or you're getting to see it. Then our supplementary 2 of is the Dark Shadow Seraphimon. So we had to put him in here because he has a very juicy effect. And he's a 12 play cost, 12 KDP, Digivolves over black for 4, Digivolves over yellow for 4, and then he Digivolves over Seraphimon for 1. So again, if you're doing the combo right, you're able to get to this guy fairly easy without passing turn. He has a, on your opponent's turn, when the card is removed from your security stack, you de-digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Alright, so that means anytime, however many times they check and remove a security card, they're getting de-digivolved. So those Greymon decks that like to check for 5, they're not going to survive that, because the first 2 checks might get them killed. The first check might get them killed. You get what I'm saying? So it's a really good effect, and it's not a once per turn. It is every time. You know what I'm saying? So it's live all the time on your opponent's turn. Also, he has an on-deletion effect, which is you'll recover 1. So security plus 1 recovery, right? And then you'll then neg your opponent's Digimon minus 4k for each card in your security stack. So if they're trying to remove them, anybody's trying to do some stuff, dude, it only takes 3 securities to kill a 12k. You get what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth. So it's kind of a big threat, because if they're wanting to remove it, they're gonna risk getting their Digimon removed as well. So it's like, oh, trade for trade, or you could even suicide into security for some reason, maybe die, and then they'll also get a Digimon removed. So it's a really, really good one. Very complimentary to the Seraphimon. And again, this deck has so many different little plays and niches it hits that it's just awesome, man. I'm glad that yellow finally got some love. Alright, I'm only running 1. I might switch it up to 2, but we do have a level 7 in this deck. And that level 7 is Shine Greymon Ruin Mode. Alright, yeah, this isn't a Shine Greymon deck, but this is a really good yellow card, or yellow purple, whatever. the reason I have this in here is because he's just a great Digimon. He's a great Digimon, great effects. All right, so check it out. He's a 14 play cost, 15 KDP, so you better watch out when you swing at the security, right? He Digivolves over yellow and purple for 5 over a 6, right? If you had Shine Greymon, he'd be a 4 to Digivolve, but the reason we have him in here is for his effects. His effect is that when you Digivolve, and on deletion, so you get this effect twice, until the end of your opponent's next turn, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5k. So that means pretty much there's a 5k or minus 5k blanket on the field. If they want to raise a 5k, it'll die immediately. If they want to Digivolve and do some shenanigans, their Digimon's probably going to be a little bit underpowered and could get killed very easily if checking security. And he also has a at the end of attack, so when you swim with this guy, at the end of the attack, delete him and one of your opponent's Digimon. Then you get to recover, and if you have a tamer in play, you may hatch a Digi egg in an empty breeding area. So pretty much he has a bunch of very useful effects. You're getting recovery, you're getting removal, you're getting your opponent a pressure by having to stall because their Digimon might be too weak, or they might not be able to raise at all. So very good, especially in a mirror where you're playing a Shine Greymon, because the Marcus is the one to come out the field. Again, I'm thinking about raising them to 2. I'm just not sure yet what I want to remove or swap out for him, but this is a great Digimon. So great level 7 for this deck. I just love it. Yeah, so that's our level 7s. Let's talk about our tamers and options. For our tamers, we're running a 4-3 split, and we're running 3 of Takeru or TK. He's a 4 play cost. He's our memory setter. So at the start of your main, if you have 2 or less memory, you'll go to 3. On play, you'll look at your security stack. You'll reveal 1 card in your security and add it to your hand. If that card is yellow, you'll recover 1. Also, he has a security effect, so if you check him in security, you will be able to play him on the board and also activate the effect. So it's pretty awesome. You pretty much get 2 things if you do end up checking them in security, so that's pretty dope. See, we're also running the 4 of the new TK Takeru. This one's a 3 play cost, and he has an on-play ability of, by returning the top card of your security stack to your hand, you may place 1 yellow card with vaccine in its trace from your hand to the bottom of your security stack. Remember I said we're going to keep stacking our security, keep on spiking things that we need in there. On your turn, he also says that when the card is added to your security stack, you can suspend him and gain a memory. He also has a security ability of being able to play this card, so on play effect still happens. So yeah, this is the bread and butter for the combo, because this is how you set up your Patamon being able to Digivolve into something good. You get what I'm saying? So you pretty much, you lay down your TK, you put whatever you want in there. You get what I'm saying? Because also, if you get this TK out first and you see that there is something you're able to Digivolve to, then you're not wearing it too much. You're just trying to spike in maybe your Serafimon or something for a later play. So he really helps you kind of, like I said, use your security as an extension of your hand. So that's it for the tamers. We're only running 7. The best ones in here. I mean, we got a couple different ones to do other things, but for right now, like I said, this is more like a Angelmon tribal deck. Moving on to our options, we got a little bit of a mixed bag in here. Alright, so we're going to just talk about a removal first, and then we'll move on to other stuff. So as for removal, we're running 2 of Wyvern's Breath from BT6. Alright, it's an 8 cost, and it says on main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15k for the turn. So you're pretty much killing anything that's not a beefy boy or that has DP reduction protection. When it's checked in the security, effect happens, and your opponent's Digimon pretty much dies if it doesn't have protection. Alright, and then we're running 1 of Lonki Adestacto, 8 costs. While you have a Pulsemon or a Digimon Pulsemon, its Digivolution is in play, you may use this card, which is irrelevant, without meeting its color requirements. Alright? But what it's here for is the main. If you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12 KDP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, place one of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top of the security stack. So this has 2 different forms of removal, one being the DP minus and one being the security tuck. Alright, if you're exactly at 3, both effects go off. So you're able to remove 2 bodies if need be. Alright, so this again is really good when you're at that sweet spot of 3. And then in security, you will activate the main effect. So pretty much guarantees some removal of a sort. Alright. Then we're moving on to our searcher / memory fixer uppers or whatever, our utility tools here. We're running one of the yellow memory boosts, and the only reason it's in here is because I don't have more physical trainings. Otherwise I'd have 3, but it does help out some. I do not like this card sometimes because I bottom deck Tamers, which is the one thing I don't like about this card. So it says for 3 costs to play, on main you'll reveal top 4 cards of your deck. You'll add 1 yellow Digimon card, so it's only Digimon, right? Place the remaining rest to the bottom of the deck. Then it has a on main delay, so you have to wait till the next turn if you do play this. So the next turn you'll delay it, you'll crack it, and then it says you gain 2 memory, so you'll get 2 extra memory. If they check it in security, it just goes on the board. This one does not get to do its check, you know what I'm saying, because it is just on main, so it's not during your opponent's turn or anything like that, or on play. So that's another sucky part about these things. But you know, like I said, if I had another one, another physical training like this, I'd put it in there. So yeah, but we only have 2 in here. We're running 2 physical trainings for 2. You may on main reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 yellow card among them. So see, this one's any card as long as it's yellow, right? So you grab and then you put the other one at the bottom. Also, it has a delay, so next turn, you know, after you play it, or if you get insecurity, then that next following turn, whatever, you're able to crack it or delay it and reduce your next evolution cost by 2. So that's pretty cool. Like I said earlier, yeah, Seraphimon's 4, but then ultimately if you have this, he'll only be 2 or 1 if once we discuss this next card. But on security does the same thing. You just play it on the board, you do not get the effect. And something to note about this though, not like this, because once you get this and you crack it, you'll gain that memory. You can use that whenever. This, once you crack it, you have to Digivolve. So there's no waiting after you Digivolve that, or after you crack it. Okay, so just note that. All right. Then we're running 3 of Emissary of Hope. Yeah, I should run 4, but I'm only running 3, and it's been working out. I see it every time. It's not a big deal. All right. So for 1, on main, you may search your security stack, and one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow level 6 or lower card with the vaccine trait among them without paying its cost. Without paying this cost. All right. So then you'll shuffle your security. If you Digivolve by this effect and you have a tamer in play, you'll recover 1. All right. On security, right, when you check in a security effect, you may play a Patamon from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to your hand. Alright, so let's go back to the effect. Alright, so you'll search your security stack. So again, we're spiking it, so we put wherever we need in there. Seraphimon, Magnamon, Angelmon, you know what I'm saying? For 1, you may Digivolve into this Digimon. You get what I'm saying? So you're pretty much making your 4 costs 1, 3 costs 1, 2 costs 1. Alright, and you get the recovery if you have the tamer in play. So if you go to your Seraphimon, where's Seraphi at? if you go to the Seraphimon, right? So you Digivolve, let's say you Digivolve Angelmon, you're at 5, right? Then you go to 6, right, for his effect, right? Then you play this if you still got the 1. You go to this, you get the recovery here, and then you get another recovery. So you just recovered 3 times this turn. You get what I'm saying? It's insane. You get a lot of recovery in this deck, and it's awesome. So, and then while you're recovering, you're gaining other effects, you're gaining memory. You know, you're able to do so many little recovery shenanigans in this deck. It's amazing, man. So let's just quickly run one combo scenario, and then I'll close out the video with my thoughts. All right, so we'll go over a quick game scenario. So depending if you go first or second, you'll still want to kind of establish and set up the board with either mulligans trying to get your TK and Patamon, and also your training, right, if possible, right? So let's say we did get lucky and we got a Patamon, we'll draw. Then if we're going first, you know, we'll have to choose to either play our physical training or our TK to kind of just help us get into a better next turn. So either or, you know, we can go and search, boom, grab something that we want, and then put the rest back, and then pass the turn. Now let's say if we go first, though, is the best juiciest turn if we are able to go second, right? And then they leave us at 3 or 2, because either or will be able to establish the TK and the training boost if able, because this is going to really help us pop off the following turn. So if we do end up going second and we win the dice roll, just choose to go second, because if you really do have the consistency of having these 2 cards in hand or 3 cards in hand, you're able to really pop off. If not, you know, we'll set up for the other TK and things like that, which we'll be able to see what's in our security. If we don't have Angelmon in there, let's try to get them in hand and tuck them in there. So that is something to do. Now let's say, for example, we end up setting up, right? We did the setup, then they put us back at 2, right? So now we started at 2. We'll draw, we'll go and say we'll raise. Let's say the following turn we did put our Angelmon in there. So Angelmon was in the security, right? Because we set him in there. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll activate Patamon's effect. We'll look at security. Oh, there was one already in there. We'll go to the Angelmon for free. Then we're able to tuck a vaccine in there. So we'll see what we got in there real quick. And remember that. And then if we're able to, and we have got the Seraphimon, right, in hand as well, we'll tuck the Seraphimon in there. Alright, or whatever else we could do to kind of try to have the security spike. Now again, sometimes you're not able to have the luxury of getting all the cards in 1 or 2 turns, so maybe this is a turn 3 or second stack strategy. But let's say we did get supremely lucky and we're able to pop off right now. So what we could do is, we did the effects here. We're going to gain 2 more memory for a Patamon and the TK, and then next we're going to either bait our opponent by swinging with the jamming and then getting them with the Magna Angelmon while establishing a further better board by maybe doing TK or putting another physical training or other 3 cost TK. So we could also do that, right? But what I want to do is, let's keep on trying to get our security up. So let's go have a really big explosive turn and hopefully not get punished. So we'll crack our physical training. Boom. We'll go into our Angelwoman if we got her, which will then let us draw, check our security, and if we have the X antibody Angelwoman, great. You know, if not, you know, we can grab any of our angels that are in there with the specifications while recovering. So let's say we got lucky and we got Angelwoman X, right? So then we'll shuffle, put that back, and then recover one. Or is it recover first? And then, yeah. So we'll recover and then shuffle, sorry. So then now we'll go into her, draw. Now we'll recover again. So now we're at 6 already. sorry, the reduction of 2, so it would have been at 2. Then if we're extremely lucky again and we keep it rolling, we could play Emissary Hope, which we know we tucked Seraphimon in here, so we'll go back in here and look, grab our Seraphimon, Digiball for 1, while then we're going to recover 2 more times. Alright, so I guess this one shuffles you, or this one just recovers? No, this one's just a recovery, and then that's just a recovery. So hold on, draw for Evo first, sorry. And then we'll recover 2 more times, while negging your opponent's Digimon if he was on the board by 7k. So already we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 security. You know what I'm saying? Like, awesome. Another thing is, you could, even if you had the chance, you know, go to the boy. You could swing twice now, or for 2 checks now, because you have the jamming, so you're able to have the luxury of doing that, and then finishing off a real powerful turn if you had the Shine Greymon, or if you had the Shadow Seraphi, which then kind of puts a wrench in what your opponent's going to do. If he's going to go for you, swing, then he's going to lose a Digimon, and you're going to recover twice. So it's really up to them, or are they going to go for the Digivolve, or you can stall them out, you know what I mean? So it's a really good play, and then being able to play something else, because that's still, you know what I'm saying? So you went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels, you know what I'm saying? 5 levels with your opponent leaving you at 2 once you have this deck set up and you have the God Hand with all the cards that you need to have done it. And again, you're not going to always be able to do this on turn 2, but it is possible if you play around with the consistency of the different cards and the different ratios. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in and checking out the deck profile. If you guys stayed with me this long, I appreciate you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. X Hunter out. Peace.